Breaking news, my country people. Wahala no dey finish for Naija o. Now, the Labour Congress, the NLC, have accused Tinubu's government of treading a path of dictatorship, planning to rob poor Nigerians to feed the rich. So you see, now the tables are turning, people are running helter-skelter. The Nigeria Labour Congress has threatened to review its engagement with the Nigerian government and take matters into their own hands, because it seems that the Tinubu's government is taking them for a ride. So they have accused Tinubu of treading the path of dictatorship. How would Tinubu say something today and do another one tomorrow? Now, earlier on, the NLC had proposed to go on a strike following the removal of the fuel subsidy, until the federal government came in, and then they had some discussions, and all of a sudden they died down the issue of embarking on a nationwide strike. Before Tinubu started talking about, bringing up some palliative, setting committees that would disburse palliatives to Nigerians. And then people started wondering, how would palliatives solve the problems that we are facing in this country? Meanwhile, the NLC, even the Nigeria Labour Congress, had said Tinubu's government had to set down some measures in place to caution the effect of the fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians. Talking about the increment of the minimum wage, increment of workers' salaries. But yet, the government did not pay attention to that aspect. Now they are talking about bringing 8,000 naira to each household. About Tinubu has budgeted 12 million household for the next 6 months. That's what his government, that's what they are planning at this moment. So now, my country people, the Nigeria Labour Congress, they have kicked against this. Now they are holding Tinubu, telling him that, your administration is taking us for a ride. Now it seems that your government, they are now doing as they please. This is not what we discussed earlier. This is not what we discussed earlier. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe, and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The Nigeria Labour Congress has threatened to review its engagement with the Nigerian government and take matters into their own hands. Mr. Joe Ajoro, the chairman of the NLC, in a statement on Tuesday, lambasted President Bola Tinubu's administration for some of the steps it has taken, accusing the government of treading the path of dictatorship. Mr. Joe Ajoro accused the government of abandoning the agreement they had when the NLC proposed to go on a strike following the removal of the fuel subsidy. And he kicked the government for coming up with a proposal to give 8,000 naira monthly to 12 million for 6 months, while proposing to pay National Assembly members 70 billion and the judicial workers 36 billion without the approval of the Presidential Committee set up to recommend ways to caution the effect of the subsidy removal on Nigerians. And the NLC said that rather than reciprocate the goodwill of the Nigerian workers, the federal government has insisted on treading the path of dictatorship and seeking to impoverish the people further by taking steps that can only be described as robbing the people of Nigeria to pay and feed the rich. He said, remember that $800 million, which was already proposed before the devaluation of the naira by this government, was worth more about 400 billion naira than but it is now worth about 450 billion after the naira devaluation. It is from this it proposed to bring about 500 billion for disbursement for distribution. Now the proposal to give or to pay 8,000 to each of the so-called 12 million poorest Nigerian household for a period of 6 months insults the collective intelligence and makes mockery of the NLC patients and abiding faith in social dialogue with the government, which the government, I beg your pardon, may be abated to end. They are just pretending. Now, the further proposal to pay the National Assembly members the sum of 70 billion and the judiciary 36 billion is the most insensitive. It is the most reckless. It is the most bizarre diversions of our collective patrimony into the pockets of the public officers whose sworn responsibility it is to protect our nation's treasury. And we believe that this may amount to hush money and outright bribery of other arms of government. Now, this is inconceivable that a government that has forced so much hardship on the people within 2 months of coming into office will make a proposal that clearly rewards the rich in public office to the detriment of the poor people. What this means all while is the government is seeking more ways of robbing the very poor Nigerians so that the rich can become richer. Because there is no way to explain the proposal to pay a miserable sum of 8,000 naira to each of the mysterious poorest 12 million household for 6 months, which amounts to 48,000 naira, and pay just 469 national legislators 70 billion or about 149 million each, while the judiciary has about 72 appeal court judges, 33 national industrial court judges, and others. So if these other two arms were projected to receive this, then what members of the Executive Council will receive is better left to the imagination of Nigerians. Perhaps the balance of the 150 billion will now go to them. So you see, this money is for themselves. Unfortunately, this is what the government wants to put Nigerians through. They are trying to rob the poor people just to feed the rich. Now look at the petroleum price. Look at how high we are buying petrol. So the NLC therefore have made it known that they've lacked all confidence in the government, because it seems that the government is trying to rob the poor to feed the rich. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? Because now the NLC, they are lamenting, they are complaining. Meanwhile, they are one of the major problems we are facing. Because had it been they embarked on the strike earlier, then we for know where we did for this country. But no, they were compromised. They had a closed door meeting with the federal government, and who knew what they discussed? Who knows what they discussed? And now they are coming up saying that, oh, the government is not considering the people. What did they expect? What were they expecting? Now they don't see them now. So my country people, they said action speaks louder than words. If they want to take up action, they should take it now. Nigerians are watching. We are waiting. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.